Well, the Consumer Electronics Show is often the place where great new products are introduced, but it's also the place where some duds are too. To tell us about some of the famous duds, we've got Ian Sherr with the Wall Street Journal out in Las Vegas right now, and he comes to us live from there. And there he is. Thank you very much for being there, Ian.
Hi.
Hey, duds. Duds is always good to look at duds, and we can laugh and think, what were they thinking? Let's go through some of these. Let's start with three.
What's interesting, I think, is what's important is that to consider that these are not just duds. These are products that got a lot of attention and then became duds, right? So there's a lot of stuff that we see on the floor that's just kind of like, what were you thinking? But what's really interesting is that we get some of these that are people just go gaga over, and then they're released in the market and they do nothing.
Oh, well, talking of Gaga, let's talk about Lady Gaga's Polaroid specs.
Yes. So those were basically they showed up about 2 years ago, and it was this big thing. Lady Gaga got on stage with Polaroid. You can still find a video if you look for it on the web. And essentially, she had become an artistic director, I believe, or a creative director they called her. And she helped design these glasses that could take photo and video and also replay them through the screen that's attached into the specs. They're actually kind of cool in a nerdy type of way.
Okay.
These products actually never made it to market. People are still waiting for 2 years. And one of the things that's interesting about them and why I added them to this kind of story is that we get a lot of stuff that's really kind of cool that you see, like this amazing technology, or stuff that you just might be interested in. And one of the things that a retailer I spoke with, John Abt, who runs an electronics store in Chicago, he said he comes here, he's been coming here for decades, and he's learned that if the companies don't have a release date set within the first 6 months or so after it's been announced, they're probably not going to release it in time, or maybe not at all. And Polaroid just said, we're releasing it sometime that year, right? Okay. Well, they didn't. So it's that kind of stuff.
Tell us about the Palm Pre.
Right, so the Palm Pre was definitely, it got a lot of attention. It came out at a time, it was announced in 2009 during the Consumer Electronics Show. It was during a time, you have to remember, I mean, Apple was basically running roughshod over the smartphone industry at the time. Android was just starting to kind of, spin up its wheels. And people really saw it as a real competitor. It was, at the time, they had, not yet, but John Rubinstein eventually became the CEO of that company. And, he had been involved in the original iPod. So people thought, ooh, here you go, Apple versus Apple, right? The product, went into the market. There was a lot of really weird marketing, if you remember. Again, Google it. It's really interesting. And, but it never really sold well. It didn't really get that much attention in cellular store shelves. And eventually, Hewlett-Packard, you'll remember, bought them, tried again with another set of smartphones and a tablet, and then killed it. And so, it's one of those things where it looked really cool. There was a lot of technology reviewers praised it, the quality of the software and the hardware. But here we are, a few years later, and they're not even on store shelves anymore.
Wow, it is a harsh world out there. We have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Ian Sherr, coming to us live from Las Vegas. Then you can read more about other duds on WSJ.com in that story.